There's a new primetime game show in town on CBS, and it may be familiar to those of you who like word games. Let's talk about Lingo. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my TV review for the new game show Lingo. This is a primetime game show on CBS. It is a revival of a show that they've done a few different times before, but it's garnered some renewed interest because it is basically exactly like the game Wordle that has been all the rage the last couple of years, and it got bought out by the New York Times, and everyone does the same puzzle every day, which is kind of cool. But the concept of Wordle really got its origins in the 80s with this game show Lingo. So we're going to talk about the new version of this, hosted by Mama Ru. RuPaul Charles is hosting this. Very, very busy RuPaul lately, because the 15th season of Drag Race just started, I think within about a week of this premiering too, and then we've got Lingo now on CBS. So before I launch into this, I do want to welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thanks for finding my video. I've got tons of movie and TV reviews on the channel, and they never are my most popular videos, but I love talking about game shows because I am a huge game show fan, and this is one I think everybody can enjoy because we've all been playing Wordle so much lately. I don't know if you still are. I still am. I try to play it every single day, but in any event, please consider subscribing to my channel. Would love to have you aboard there, or just like this video, comment, share. All that good stuff does help the channel out, and I would appreciate it. So let's talk about this Lingo. So I first was made aware of this show in the second iteration. So it first aired in the late 80s. It was a syndicated show that they filmed in Canada, but broadcast all over North America. And this was in the 1987-88 TV season. It was syndicated. The first really word-type game show, or letter-type game show I remember, is Scrabble. They did a version of Scrabble, which was hosted by Chuck Woolery, and that was in like the late 80s, maybe early 90s, but definitely at least, 88, 89, it was on TV. And then, ironically, Chuck Woolery hosted the newer version of Lingo, which was in 2002, and that ran on Game Show Network as an original and ran for, I think, 6 years there. And then they brought it back maybe 8 or 9 years ago with Bill Engvall, one of the blue-collar comedians, and he hosted one season of it. So now we've got the RuPaul version on CBS, and it's a bit different because it's an hour-long show as opposed to all the other ones that were a half hour. But for some reason, I've talked about this before on my channel, but for some reason, I guess because of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, maybe, networks decided that all primetime game shows have to be an hour. So ABC, when they run like Press Your Luck, they have like this new bonus game, and when they had Card Sharks on, they would just do 2 complete games, 2 half-hour games to fill the hour. So here, we sort of merge both of those concepts. There are 2 full games played, but basically the winning teams from each game will face off against each other for the final, and then the winner of that team will move on. So it's sort of 2 complete games, but the 2 kind of merge the winners in that way. So basically, if you're unfamiliar at all with Wordle, this is exactly how Lingo is played, really. There's a 5-letter word, and you have to guess it. And if you get, like, I think 5 or 6 tries, I think it's the exact same amount of tries as Wordle. But if you have a letter in the correct spot, it turns green, and if you have a letter that's in the word but not in the right spot, it turns yellow, and then, based on those clues, you kind of go down the line and see if you can guess it. So with this version, there are no clues with the original words. In the Engvall version, they would always give you a clue to the word. Like if the word was house or something, they would say something like, a famous TV doctor, let's say, maybe. And then, oh, okay, house. Here, they just give you the first letter, and you have to just kind of base the rest of your guesses on that. But then, there's a couple of twists here. There's also 6-letter lingos, which, obviously are a little more difficult, so you get more money for that. And then there's also 10-letter lingos that they will give you a clue for, and the starting letter, I guess, and then letters will sort of fill in, and the money will sort of, move down as more letters appear. So whatever you get. So it's definitely added some new wrinkles into the game. I still don't think it necessarily needs to be an hour-long show. I think this could be a half hour with just two teams facing off with each other, and then the winning team moves on to play the final Wordle. Here, they have a 2-minute clock for each team. Each team plays a separate, like, final game, and then the winner of that will get, the big grand prize, which is a lot of money. It's $50,000 plus whatever's already in the bank. So in that first episode, I think the total bank was like 85 grand. The game show money is like crazy anymore. Because I guess they don't really have to pay for much, unlike a lot of other shows. You don't pay for a whole writing staff and all of that stuff. And you also don't pay really for actors because you pay the host, but then that's about it. So, and RuPaul probably commands a decent paycheck, but any better or worse than Elizabeth Banks for Press Your Luck? Probably not. It's probably similar. So it's cheap for them, I guess, to produce them, which is why it makes sense to run them. But CBS doesn't really have any. They have some reality shows with Survivor and Big Brother and The Amazing Race. They do well with those, but I don't think have any other like game shows on their channel. But anyway, RuPaul's a great host. I think this is a surprise to nobody. Anybody that's ever seen Drag Race knows that. Very affable. And, unlike some hosts that I could mention, Ru's whole sort of vibe is to stay on the positive. She's not necessarily poking fun at the contestants if they get wrong answers. She's, keeping it light, keeping it fun, and keeping it mostly family friendly. There's some double entendres because there's like at one point a ball pit and RuPaul's like, oh, let me grab my balls, that kind of thing. All right. Well, look, it's still much more tame than Family Feud with Steve Harvey, where every other answer's penis. So, okay, there's a little bit of double entendre there, but it's fun. It's upbeat. He also keeps the game moving. And he does remind us throughout, maybe a little too often, but in case you haven't tuned in yet or whatever, you're just kind of catching it in the middle, you don't know the rules, she'll sort of remind us, oh, okay, green letter, that's in the right place, whatever, as the game goes on. It's fun to watch. I do actually kind of like the whole 10-letter thing, because look, there's only so many 5-letter words out there, and they tend not to use words with like that are 4-letter words, but then you add an S on and it's a plural. Like they tend not to do those types of words. So there's only really so many 5-letter words that are applicable. I mean, yeah, there's 5-letter words that are obscure that maybe you wouldn't know, but so adding in the 6-letter words every so often, and then adding sort of the 10-letter words as we gear up towards the final round, I think that's pretty cool too. So all of that adds interesting wrinkles. It is funny though that my guess is most of the people watching this show probably think, oh, this is just Wordle, and they are ripping it off, making it a game show. Reverse it, because of course Lingo started in 1987. I think probably before Josh Wardle was even born. He's the creator of Wordle. Yeah, in any event, this is the original word game show, and Mama Ru makes it a lot of fun, and it's fun to watch. I enjoyed this. It's a remake, so it's not really, reinventing the wheel, but I do like the changes that they made to it, the twist. So I leave Lingo on CBS with a B+. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll be back next time on Dan Reviews It with another great movie or TV review. See you then. Bye.